Today you are going to be working on zentangling your name. With our zentangles, we want to separate our paper into different shapes to create those patterns in, and we're going to use the letters of our name to do that. To start, we are going to make a frame around our paper. You will have a larger piece of cardstock and then a smaller piece of cardstock. On that large piece, please write your name and class code on the back. Flip that over, and then if you take your smaller piece and center that in the middle, you will then just hold that smaller piece in the center, make sure it's nice and straight, and trace just lightly with a pencil around the edges of that smaller paper to create your frame for your Zentangle. Once you have done that, you can take a Sharpie to make that outline nice and dark and thick. This is going to be where your Zentangle and your name goes. This will stay white, so you've made a frame for your artwork. You will not use this smaller piece for anything. This is just for tracing, so then you're done with that. And the next step now, and you have these steps in your packet here, the next step is now to write the letters in your frame that you have made. And the letters should connect and make shapes in your frame. They should touch the edge of your frame, and you want them to be nice and thick. Okay, so my name is Jamie. So my J, I'm going to start it at the very top of my frame, and it's going to touch the bottom when I go to curve it up, and I want the end of my J to even go to the side. So, and it might not look straight, or it might not look exactly perfect. That's okay. So now I've made two new shapes with my letter. Now I'm going to start my A, and my A might even connect to my J again to make more shapes. And you can do capital or lowercase, that's up to you. So I'm going to start with a capital A. I'm going to kind of start in the middle of my J to make my A. So this is going to go all the way to the top of my frame, then to the bottom of my frame. See, I made another shape there, and I need to make my line through my A, so I've made 1, 2, 3 more shapes. And I will just continue to do this with my letters to make new shapes. Then, if you would like to, if you want to make your letters nice and thick, that means that you go back with your black and you can kind of go right next to it again to make those letters even thicker. That way, after you put your patterns in, you'll still be able to read your name. You could also make the frame double thick too. Now it all stands out. Now your last step is to go and fill in these different shapes with Zentangles. Use ideas from your packet, things from the video that you practiced last time. You have so many different things that you can do when you are adding these Zentangles. So make sure that you remember the things you learned from your video. Use that thicker Sharpie, the skinny Sharpie, and the pencil to create Zentangles that pop out and look 3D and make them look like they're overlapping. The one thing I'm going to ask that you do when you start is to go every other with a pattern. That way, if you don't finish, you can still have some patterns throughout, and you might have some white spaces left over. So you can see that in my example here. I have a couple white spaces left. So if I did a pattern here, I would maybe skip these two and then do a pattern here and kind of skip around for where I'm going to put my patterns. Good luck creating your Zentangles. Make sure that you're calm, you're relaxed, you're just repeating shapes and lines and creating an abstract name Zentangle.